Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, today we have a really fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Gambit number 1 from the new series that just came out by Chris Claremont. and, yeah, so, you know how it goes. We always got a couple things we got to cover before we get dived into the issue totally. Now, the first thing I want to let you guys know about is our 500 subscriber giveaway. And when we hit 500 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Silver Cerberus number 1, the origin and first appearance of the Silver Cerberus. And all you have to do is like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. And yeah, when we hit 500 subscribers, we'll be raffling off the book, and I'll put up a video notifying the winner. Alright, so maybe you want to hit the bell so you get notified about all my future videos. Let's go ahead and get dived right on into the issue. As usual, there's a couple other things to cover. First off, I want to let you know we're going to be going heavy into spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Gambit number 1, that's your warning. Next, we always have to shout out the creative team, because without the creative team, we wouldn't have a comic book, right guys? So first we have Chris Claremont is the writer, Sid Codian is the artist, Espen Grenjerk is doing the colors, and VC's Clayton Cowles is doing the letters. And there is a foreword here, and we'll read that first. And that'll kind of get us up to date with what's going on, right? And it says, Remy LeBeau is a thief. Growing up in New Orleans, he honed his craft from a young age as part of the Thieves Guild. He is also a mutant, and with his power to draw out the potential energy of any given object, he can make even something as harmless as a simple playing card an item of explosive force to be reckoned with. Remy has used his powers and skills to lead a life of adventure and intrigue, traveling and stealing and gallivanting. This devil-may-care lifestyle has crossed paths with that of Aurora Monroe, aka Storm, the leader of the mutant heroes known as the X-Men. But a recent encounter with the villainous nanny and orphan maker has left Aurora de-aged back to childhood, with her memory and mutant power to control the weather unreliable at best. Remy saved her from the machinations of a psychic force known as the Shadow King, and the two have set off on an adventure of their own. Aurora was a thief on the streets of Cairo as a child. Remy still plies his trade. Now paired together, the world is their oyster. Thus begins this untold chapter in the life of Remy LeBeau, the mysterious mutant, perhaps better known as Gambit. And we start this tale with Gambit on the streets, and Storm comes running by and appears to steal this guy's wallet, and he's kind of upset about it, but then realizes, oh, I'm sorry, I actually still have my wallet, and the money's all here. No problem. And Gambit says, accidents happen, my friend, no problem. And a little bit later, he approaches Aurora on her skateboard, and he's like, you did good, bro. Man was so happy to find his wallet, he never realized you just put it back. She says, I don't understand, Remy. Why'd you make me return his stuff? He said, 'cause that's the first thing he checked. This ain't about getting money, Cher. It's about me learning what you can do. And so they continue, and they're gonna bust into that same person's safe. And she's like, okay. So they approach his house, right? And Gambit's like, find a way in. Let's see, can you get in? And she ends up finding a way in through the chimney, uses her powers to kind of zap open the door, and as she does, realizes he's already actually inside and has the safe open and is putting the money in a duffel bag. And she goes, how'd you get inside? And he goes, swiped and copied the man's keys yesterday. And she goes, then why? He goes, like I said, Cher, we gonna work together? Stands to reason. Man's gotta know what you can do, am I right? Now, I'm getting the idea. Stop this foolishness, girl. You gonna act like a child? Best we part ways right now. As Storm raises a little cloud above Gambit and rain starts to pour on him. And they kind of make up and they're walking away. And Gambit says, "We did good, Ro. Money will go to those who need it. In these papers, well, if a man done wants scandal, better he should behave himself." And then she says, "He calls himself the Shadow King." And they kind of go back and forth, and she's having trouble speaking English, and her mind's kind of scrambled a bit. And Gambit tells her, "Find your courage, girl. Face your fear and spit in its eye." She says, "I'll try." And so they're kind of tailing this guy called the Shadow King, and he's hiding out in this guy named Jacob Reese. And so they're sort of sitting there just talking about what they're gonna do, basically how they're gonna get a hold of him. And then shortly, not far away, a girl is running away from a police officer. And so because they leave, they're still not sure what to do. They're just trailing him. Storm comes up behind and knocks this police officer down, and like handcuffs her to the wall to try to help those kids get away. And they come running back, and they're upset with Storm, and they say, "Shouldn't go poking where you're not invited. Our turf, baby girl, our game. Time to teach you a lesson," says a different one. And Storm says, "But I was just trying to help." And they all jump on her, and they're like, and we're gonna make you pay, right? You can see right here. And so then Gambit comes in and bamps them all with his power, throws some cards over there, and they explode and sends everyone in every direction. He says, "I hate to interrupt, but this ain't hardly what y'all call proper behavior." And the girls say, "You just made a big mistake getting in our way." And then an adult comes up and goes, "Cadets, what's going on here?" And instantly Gambit kind of recognizes her as Bakai, the global clan of women warriors who chart their origins way back. And Storm's like, "You know everybody." And he says, "Of course you do." And LeBeau, and her name's Sabine, the leader of the younger girls. And Sabine informs Storm that she's kind of like made them angry, and so now they have challenged her to a fight, basically a one-on-one fight. And because she's not one of them, she can decline if she wants. But of course, Aurora says, "No, I'd like to fight." And so that they start fighting, the main leader of the younger girls versus Storm. And Gambit and Sabine are talking, and Gambit says the girl's stubborn. And Sabine says, "All the more reason to leave while you still can. Or leave her, my friend, and never look back." Gambit says, "Would you do that to one of your own?" Sabine says, "No, I would kill her as a mercy. Got a mystery to solve. And you know how I love my mysteries," says Gambit. And Sabine says, "You like her. If the Shadow King has her in his sights, she's doomed. You know that. And you're a fool by staying by her side." Gambit says, "Maybe share, maybe not." Sabine says, "It will cost you dearly," as at the same time, Jazz never sees Rose kick coming, and just like that, the fight's over. And so Sabine and her young girls walk away, and Sabine says to Gambit that if the Shadow King is about in this town, then she's basically getting all these little girls and getting the heck out of here. And she suggests Gambit do the same with Storm. But Gambit replies, Aurora won't do that. She wants revenge, and so they're tailing him again. And she says, I learned something fighting Jazz. I'm not like the monster man, not like you. I hardly have any powers. I'm just a kid. I can't hurt his body. So I'm gonna poke his pride, take him by surprise, make him feel silly in front of the world. Me, a helpless little girl. It'll drive him crazy. And crazy folks, they make mistakes. And so she comes running up to him as a kid while he's at a restaurant basically, and smashes a pie in his face. And it makes the Shadow King super angry. He's like, "Who dares? You flat scans dare laugh at me? Far better that you scream, as my touch makes your brains burn. And as for whoever attacked me, you will not escape. I will find nothing, nothing. Aurora, you are indeed a clever little minx. Congratulations, Storm, you have my attention. I am in no hurry. Time means nothing to me. Soon you will feel my wrath. First, I will claim the souls of all your fellow X-folk. Your friends will hunt you down. At their hands you will suffer, and then they will give you to me. Revenge properly crafted is all the more delicious." As Storm is high-fiving Gambit, and Gambit's like, "He'll come for you one day, you know that, yeah?" And she says, "Longer he waits, the better I'll get. If I can do this now, imagine me then." And Gambit kind of takes her down to size and says, don't get cocky. Cocky people can get careless. And hopefully she's learned that lesson. He helps her back up, and she's like, "Don't do that to me again." And he says, "Then stop me." And then it says, "Far from Earth, at pretty much the same time, there's a girl talking to a guy, and she says, 'Here's my latest catch, Jedso.' He says, 'How many that make this cycle bounty?' She says, 'Cycle's still young, Marshal. You commit the crime, I'll make sure you do the time. Fees transferred, same as always. And this is for you.' Hey, isn't that Leela Cheney? She's the best singer in known space, and an even better thief, with a reward to prove it. I'm not her biggest fan. Enhance the background figure, Jedso." He says, "Someone you know?" She says, "A friend of hers. She teleports between galaxies, almost impossible to catch. But she's fiercely loyal to her mates. I grab him, I bet you I've got her." And it's a picture of Gambit and the Leela Cheney hanging out at a concert at Tau Ceti Prime. And then it says, next Gambit number 2. All right, so that was Gambit number 1 by Claremont and Codian, and I definitely enjoyed it. It's super lighthearted, guys. It's not it wasn't breaking any it was just fun. I just had fun with it. I think the art was kind of cartoonish, and so if you like maybe a little bit more of a feel of like the X-Men cartoon from the 90s, it has a little bit of that feel to it. It's very clean. The colors really pop, so there's a lot of, what I'm saying, it's a very pretty book. And it's just a fun story. I can't hate on Chris Claremont at all on this one. It's kind of feels like it was self-contained, but also there's some, we're gonna see a young Aurora Monroe fighting, and hopefully defeating Shadow King, and maybe even it'll lead to I don't know. It's just really kind of an interesting story. Like I said, an untold tale of Gambit, from right after Uncanny Tech 266, his first appearance. And so and written by Claremont, the man who wrote all those issues, right? So I definitely got to recommend this one, guys. Gambit number 1 gets the thumbs up. I think this is going to be a fun little run. If you're an X-Men fan, even if you're not reading the current title, this is a totally different tale set back in the time of Uncanny X-Men 266. And so, yeah, I think, if you're not reading the current X-Men stuff because you're not, enjoying that, and you just want to, some old school X-Men stories, this is definitely for you. Because yeah, it's right up my alley too. I like the current X-Men, but I also super enjoy the old Claremont era stuff. And so we get a new story from Claremont, guys. I think it's cool. Thumbs up. Yeah, that's what I have today. Remember, guys, like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll enter you to win the Silver Cerberus. When we hit 500 subscribers, we'll raffle off the book, and somebody will win it. Also, if you guys want to help support the channel, come check me out on Instagram at Jacob_comic. So the same as my YouTube, but without the S on the end. And yeah, I have live shows sometimes, and so I'll give you a good deal. All right, guys. Yeah, and if you wanted to check out my eBay store too, click the link below. Shop on my eBay store, and I'll send you some comic books. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day.